प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेके राम नाम, कटे दुख मिटे लेके राम नाम। भव समुद्र सुखद नाव, भव समुद्र सुखद नाव, एक राम नाम। भव समुद्र सुखद नाव, एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। परम भक्ति सुख निधान, नित्य राम नाम। परम भक्ति सुख निधान, नित्य राम नाम। निराधार को आधार, निराधार को आधार, एक राम नाम। निराधार को आधार, एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। संत हृदय सदा बसत, संत हृदय सदा बसत, एक राम नाम। सदा बसत, एक राम नाम। परम गुप्त परम इष्ट, परम गुप्त परम इष्ट, मंत्र राम नाम। परम गुप्त परम इष्ट, मंत्र राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। महादेव सतत जपत, दिव्य राम नाम। महादेव सतत जपत, दिव्य राम नाम। काशी भरत मुक्त करत, काशी भरत मुक्त करत, कह राम नाम। काशी भरत मुक्त करत, कह राम नाम। श्री राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। मात पिता बंधु सखा, सब ही राम नाम। पिता बंधु सखा, सब ही राम नाम। भक्त जन जीवन धन, भक्त जन जीवन धन एक राम नाम, भक्त जन जीवन धन एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेके राम नाम, पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेके राम नाम। भव समुद्र सुखद नाव, भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम, भव समुद्र सुखद नाव एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। परम भक्ति सुख निधान नित्य राम नाम, परम भक्ति निधान नित्य राम नाम। निराधार को आधार, निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम, निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। संत हृदय सदा बसत एक राम नाम, बसत एक राम नाम। परम गुप्त परम इष्ट, परम गुप्त परम इष्ट मंत्र राम नाम, परम गुप्त परम इष्ट मंत्र राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। महादेव सतत जपत दिव्य राम नाम, महादेव सतत जप दिव्य राम नाम। काशी भरत मुक्त करत, काशी भरत मुक्त करत कहक राम नाम, काशी भरत मुक्त करत कहक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। मात पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम, मात पिता बंधु सब ही राम नाम। भक्त जन जीवन धन, भक्त जन जीवन धन एक राम नाम। श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम, श्री राम राम राम। Confirm the subject are 6 marks, references, conclusion of the meaning of a particular subject. So everywhere you can use it, not only in Upanishads. When you want to talk about a particular thing, a particular topic, there also you can use. So the Upakrama is called commencement, where you are starting, and Upasamhara is the conclusion. So why we should take the help of these marks? That is, when a sentence carries many meanings, and when there is a doubt to decide the actual meaning, in which the commencement and conclusions ends. That is the actual subject matter of that particular sentence. So where from you have started, there you have to end. And they should be ekavakyata. That means they should carry one meaning only. Otherwise, the sentence may arise the antonym or the opposite meaning. If some people are there, they start a particular subject, talking, say they start in Delhi and again they will come, they will never come back to Delhi. They will go to Calcutta and Bombay.
Off topic.
By that you see what happens, he will not be able to decide what he actually wants to speak. That is why the commencement and conclusion should be of the same subject matter. And then he says, few people may think that is only a translation of a particular sentence. To avoid that, the reason is given through the upakrama and upasamhara. That is why the beginning and the end are the reasons to decide the actual meaning of a sentence and the subject matter under consideration. Now, repetition, abhyasa. The caption which you have taken, the heading of the subject, about that, again and again you should repeat in the middle. Otherwise, you see, they will get away from the subject. Because you wanted to tell or speak on a particular subject matter, so that you should repeat in between. That is, you see, to decide the actual meaning of a sentence and the subject matter, this repetition becomes convincing reason. When a particular action has to be concluded in a specific mode, this is an example, which cannot be performed otherwise, to confirm the actual process, the reason of repetition is useful. And then, to establish conclusive meaning, this process of repetition is used as a reasoning tool. Again, repetition is one of the reasons to show and get faith in a particular subject. See, whenever you go to a market, you want to purchase a particular thing. So the seller, he will be going on telling so many things about, oh, this is like this, this is, you can use like this, it is so useful, and it is less cost. So many things he will be telling. Why? Somehow he wanted to push in your mind, you should purchase that one. Directly he will not tell. So in the same way, a particular subject should be repeated to get faith in that. And then praise and blame also are there. So, if you don't follow this particular subject, if you don't follow, you will be having something which is not healthy for your body and mind, or you may face sorrow, all these things. That is called blame. In Gita, in the second chapter, while telling Sthitaprajna Lakshana, Krishna says, Sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. That means, see, those who are having desires, they will never get the peace of mind. Those who absorb all the desires are whatever they face, they absorb, and there is no disturbance or there is no oscillation in their mind. They are not attached to anything. They alone will be getting the peace of mind, he says. Sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. As all the rivers pour into the sea and sea is never disturbed. In the same way, even while you are moving around the world, nothing should disturb you. Your peace of mind, your inner peace. That means your mind is always concentrated on one particular thing, that is your own self. Then you are never disturbed. So for that, in that way, this praise and blame are used to show the excellency of the subject matter, the praise, Arthavada is one of the reasons. Subject matter is superior than others, hence is shown through praise. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudullabha. One who sees the oneness, he is such a person, is very rare. That is the praise. Then he comes uniqueness. Arthavada, Apurvata, he says, knowledge of this particular subject has been not proved elsewhere. The knowledge of the Upanishads, that is, the oneness of the Atman and Brahman, has been never told in anywhere. So that is called Apurvata, excellency, uniqueness. Through this, that which is not known or understood before is revealed and explained, which had no valid proof previously. Pramana, in Sanskrit they say, so it was not having any valid proof previously. Only through Upanishads we know. What we know? Ourself is no other than God. This is nowhere we have heard. Nobody told us. So, this is one of the reasons in deciding the subject matter. And finally, the result, that is, because the knowledge of the self alone is real, there is nothing to relinquish or accept. You cannot entertain any desire or nothing to give up. What you will give up? Your own self is there with you. What you want to give up? If you want to enjoy, you should give up the body consciousness, the attachment with the mind, senses, etc. That. But the self which you are having, the consciousness, that you can never give up and you can never take from anywhere. So that is the result of this particular knowledge. And then finally reason. Unrefuted reason of the considered subject matter is called. The reason is never refuted by any other, say, proof. The Shruti or Vedas are more powerful and stronger proof than the valid proof of perception and inference, etc. So, in this way, you have to decide the subject matter and you have to tell. That is why, whenever we take a subject, first we repeat these things. This is the subject. But here, in general, we spoke, but what are the 6 marks of the Brihadaranyaka 3rd chapter, that we have given in the first day. Isn't it?
Could you explain why and how is the prana responsible for the
Why prana is responsible for?
for the bright and the dark halves of the moon?
Oh, acha. See, because of this vital force, there is a increasing and decrease of the power or light of the moon. That is, we have told the bright half and dark half of the moon. Because of the air or the vital force, there is change in the moon. So, if you meditate, the moon is the effect and vital force is the cause. So, you can meditate on any of these things, either moon or vital force. By this, you will be overcoming the time of this dark and bright hours of the month. That's all. That yesterday we have discussed. So now we can proceed with the lesson. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutav Vande. So, Om Namo Narayana to all again. The priest Ashvala has asked how to overcome the time. So, the day and night he can overcome by meditating on sun god, and then the bright half and the dark half, the lunar things, that time we have to overcome by meditating on moon or vital force, anything. Because in one Shruti, in one scripture, by meditating on vital force, you will overcome this, he says. But in another Shruti, scripture, he says, by meditating on moon. So that does not make any difference, because the vital force is the cause for a change in the moon. The moon is the effect and the vital force is the cause. And actually, to speak, the vital force is the one God that say is the cause for the work or the effect of the other gods. If vital force is stopped, everybody dies. Is it not? That is why it is called the supreme God of all the gods. And not only that, when they have attested some duty, everybody failed, except the prana. In that way also, it is selfish, unselfish. It is not selfish like other gods. And it works all through your life. The vital force, it enters in the sperm of the father. And it never leaves till you leave the body. It never takes rest. In between, if it takes 2-3 minutes rest, gone. Working continuously and not having any selfish motive. Whatever it eats and whatever it drinks, it just distributes through samana vayu to all the body parts. So, constantly working without any selfish motive, never taking rest. These are the quality of the vital force. That is why it is superior to all other gods. See? Through meditating on that, we can say, rather, you are meditating on all other demigods. But this vital force is getting the energy from Brahman. If Brahman or the Almighty, if it takes away the power that is given to the vital force, it is fallen flat. That is why, by practicing pranayama, by meditating on the vital force, you are not completely liberated. Something superior to it is there. That we have to know. The commentary is not over, so we will have the commentary. Edidam sarvam ahoratrabhyam sach kalo dvividah ahoratradi lakshana tityadi lakshana. Page 603, second para, 603. Huh?
607, 606 and 607.
Oh, it is over? Ah, yes, thank you. Oh, 607, sorry. So, how to overcome the time that has been explained? Now, how to get the fruits of heaven? How to go to heaven? That also has been explained. He says, through the mind, through the moon, which is the priest called Brahman, mind of the sacrificer indeed is Brahman. That which is this mind is the moon. That is Brahman. Finally, everything is Brahman. Because you see, priest and sacrificer, they are having gross bodies. So you remove the gross bodies and you enter into the subtle body. In subtle body, the mind and other things are there. The mind is formed from the moon. So you are giving up the gross things and you are going to the subtler things. So from that standpoint of view, if you observe, they are same. Everybody is same, only one Brahman is there in everybody. So like that, we should always take our mind from the gross to subtle, subtler to subtler. So that is the process here you are telling. That is why the sacrificer and the priest, though they are having bodies, adjuncts, you give up their bodies and you enter into their subtle nature. Subtle nature is same thing to everybody in that way. This is. And again he says the same thing is mind, same thing is moon, and same thing is moon has become the mind. So in this way, this all the elements he overcomes, through which the body is formed, and then he is going from effect to the cause. So cause is the same one to each and everybody. The same moon has become the mind in everybody. In that way, they are one. So he says the answer. Swargalokam akramate iti brahmana ritvija. How he goes to heaven. Then he answers, Brahmana ritvija manasa chandrena. Through the Brahman, actually in the sacrifice, there are 16 priests. Out of the 16, only one is selected as Brahman. one is selected as Brahman. Brahma, rather to say. And what he does nothing. But gets double money. Because he is the knower of all the four Vedas. At the same time, he watches,
Keeps an eye.
whether anything is going wrong. If something is going wrong, he will be doing the japam of pranava. By that, that wrong is overcome. Or he clears what is going wrong. That's why he is called Brahman. Brahmana Ritvija Manasa Chandrena. So, now that which belongs to the body of the sacrificer, and he is having a mind. Brahmana also is having a mind, and the priest also is having a mind. But that mind is formed from the moon. That's why he says, you should go beyond the adhyatma, that is the gross bodies of this priest and others. And then adhiyajna, you should go beyond the sacrifice also. Then what you have to go? You have to go to the gods. Now, what is that is adhyatma, that is this gross body. And what is the sacrifice? That also belongs to the gross nature. So you have overcome these two things. And where you have entered into the moon. That means you have given up the gross things and you are going to the subtler. So if you see with your mind, if you meditate the moon, then you can overcome these things and you can easily go to heaven. That is the answer. That means the sacrificer or the priest should meditate on moon. Then he will be going to heaven. So through the mind, through the moon, which is the priest called Brahman, तत्र अध्यात्मं यज्ञस्य यजमानस्य इदं प्रसिद्धं मनः. What is well known to be the mind of the sacrificer with reference to the body. Adhyatma means reference to this gross body. That is, it is the moon with reference to the gods. See, the mind with reference to the body is the moon with reference to the God. Because the moon has become the mind and he has entered into your body. See. So, the mind is the effect, moon is the cause. So, Chandro Adhidevatam. Mano Adhyatmam Chandrama Adhidevatamiti Prasiddham. So, mind is in the body and the moon is in the gods. Moon to the gods. That moon is the priest called Brahman. Now you see, when you give up this gross body and go to the subtler things, beyond the mind, the cause of the mind, then he says, the priest and Brahman are called the moon. Thus the sacrificer. Now you should always remember that the cause is not different from the effect. But effect may not remain, but the cause always remains. The consciousness is the cause of your body. Your body is the effect of the actions which you have did previously, but it is only an effect. Effect, it perishes, but the cause never perishes. See. So, here the theme is going from or thinking or meditating from gross to the subtler things. Even if you take in general, the earth, afterwards water, fire, air, then space. So these are one after another subtler things. But the most subtle thing is consciousness and Atma. So you should go beyond space. Everything here is in space. But this space or the sky has been created by the consciousness. Outside, you are able to see the space, but you are not able to see the consciousness outside. But where there is a body, where there is an adjunct with a mind, there you can easily see the consciousness. So you cannot deny that consciousness is not there. See, space is everywhere, and this consciousness is more bigger and beyond the space. Padosya sarva bhutani tripadasya divi. That means all these galaxies and all these worlds are only 1/4 of that consciousness. 3/4 of the consciousness, nobody knows where it is, how it is. That is why the cause is always subtler. So when you meditate, you should take the mind from the gross to the subtler things. Simply going on taking and think of only the consciousness. And you should raise your mind beyond this world. Go to the highest. Only that consciousness is there. Nothing is there. If darkness is there, it completely covers the whole world. But yourself is light. You are beyond the darkness. Is it not? So he says, sacrificer sees both the limited form of the Brahman among the elements and that of his own mind in the body as the unlimited form of the moon. See, limited things are the body, etc., and the unlimited thing is moon. Sayeva Chandrama Brahma Ritvik Tena Adhibhutam Brahmana Parichinnam Rupam Adhyatmam Cha Manasa Etadvayam Aparichinnena Chandramaso Rupena Pasyati. The limited things he is seeing as the unlimited form of the moon. Hence, Tena Chandramasa Manasa Avalambanena Karma Phalam Swargam Lokam Prapnoti. Through this meditation, he will be getting the results of the actions. That's what he says. Hence, by means of the support of his mind, which is looked upon as the moon, he attains the heaven as a result of the rites. attains release. Attains release in the sense only is getting to heaven. That's all. But not complete release. Iti upasamharartham vachanam. He says, to conclude this particular topic, ityevam prakara mrityorati mokshaha. So now he has told how to overcome the natural attachment of the senses to the sense objects, how to overcome the time, how to reach heaven. These things he has told. Sarvani hi darshana prakarani yajnanga vishayani asmin avasare uktani. He says, everything has been told, he says. He simply told 2-3 things about the mind and about the sense attachments. So many other things are there. So, how to conclude that everything has been told? He says, the topic is concluded, thinking that during the discussion it has been explained from all angles, connected with the accessories of the sacrifice. Now, he told how to overcome speech, thinking it as fire god, because fire god has become the speech. That means, you see, vak, pani, pada, payu, upasta. They are the motor organs, not the sense organs. So when you take one, the others are implied. Vagader ajnadi dasana upanyasa samaye tvagadeva tvagade vayuadi rupena dasana prakarani sarvani. So, vak, pani, pada, payu, upasta. Now, he says, as you are seeing the speech as the fire, you have to see the sense of touch as air. In this way you have to understand. Sarvani eva uktani iti hridhi nidhaya. So, whatever the sense organs you are having, they have been come out from a particular god. Say, the moon created the mind, moon has become the mind, sun has become the eyes, Indra has become the hands. Like this, all the gods, it has been told. The implied meaning of something that has not been actually expressed. So it is all implied meaning. That we say, Sarvani darsana prakarani yajnanga vishayani asmin avasare bhuktani. Actually, what is the sacrifice? This we have to understand. Some material you will be offering in the fire god. Dravya devata rupo yajnaha. And all these sacrifices are offered to a particular god. The demigods who have become our sense organs. Indra, Varuna, Agni, all these gods. So, for a particular god, you are pouring some oblation in a fire. That is called a sacrifice. Is it not? That's why in the 4th chapter of Gita, Sri Krishna says, the sense enjoyments are the objects of the eyes. You should offer into the Brahman. Finally, everything you should offer. So many types of sacrifices, he says. Not only simply sitting before a fire and offering something is called a sacrifice. You can sit and think. Yajnanam japajñosmi, doing japa also is also sacrifice. So, here he says that which belongs to the sacrifices. Sarvani darshana prakarani yajñanga vishayani asmin avsare bhuktani. So about this sacrifice, everything has been told. What finally you will be getting the fruit of a sacrifice. In such a big portion of 80,000 mantras, the fruits of the sacrifice is going to heaven. That's all. Nothing else. There you will enjoy, and again, as soon as the fruits are over, you have to come back. There you will be getting, you see, the body which is formed of water in heaven. But that water is cooled and it is in the form of ice. That's why he says, Deva na khadanti na pibanti. They never eat and they never drink. Then why you are putting the oblations? The oblation is, it has become ash here itself. But a subtle thing, it grows from these oblations to the gods. That they enjoy as food. For example, you take a dry chili. You know dry chili? Red chili? If you eat, your mouth will burn. But bring fire and put that chili in the here, in the fire, and everybody starts coughing and sneezing. Even water will come from the eyes. What happened? One chili, it has become subtler and entered into the nose of everybody. In the same way, the oblations that you are pouring here, they take the subtler form and they feed the gods. See? That's why they never eat this grass food and grass water. You simply give the offering to the god, and again take everything fine nicely. But whenever you put before an idol, because with all the chantings and other things, you have invoked the vital force in that idol. That's why he just puts a subtle rays on the food that you offer and grasp the subtle things. That's why it becomes prasad, offered thing. The taste increases. Now, what he says, everything has been told about the sacrifice. What you have told, only one. But finally we conclude, going to heaven is the final goal of the sacrifice. That's why sarvani darshana prakarani yajnanga vishayani asmin avasare bhuktani kutva upasamharaha. This is to say, this is how the release from death occurs. The topic is concluded thinking that during the discussion of it has been explained from all angles connected with the accessories of the sacrifice. Thus, far about the release, that is how the release occurs. Atimoksha, that is release, how it occurs has been told. Now again he says, Ata Sampadaha. What is the sampad? it may be an attribution of those results to some partner of the minor rights. Major results are attributed to minor rights. That is called, that means you have to understand with a simile. Previously also I told, the emperor of a particular caste, Kshatriya, can alone do this Ashwamedha Yaga. But others are there, they are not emperors, and they don't belong to that particular caste, but they want the result of this Ashwamedha Yaga. Then what to do? They have to meditate on that sacrifice. Then they will get the result. That is, in short, it is called sampat, sort of meditation. So, अथाधुना संपद उच्यते संपन्नामा केनचित् सामान्येन अग्निहोत्रादीनां कर्मणां फलवतां तत्फलाय. They are having major results. Sampadānām sampatphalasya sarvotsahena. That's why you see, here he says, Sampad is mean the attribution, major result to rites such as Agnihotra possessing a minor result. Major what? The Ashwamedha Yaga. So much of paraphernalia is necessary. First you have to win over all the small kings. You should become the superior, you should become the emperor of all the kings. Then you should possess so much of wealth. You have to invite so many, so much alms, and you should give so much for all the visitors, for all the priests. And it takes such a long time. That is called, that is the major action, karma. But by simply doing a little Agnihotra in your house, thinking that this is Ashwamedha, you will get the result. Because everybody cannot do it. In order to attain the result, it may be an attribution of those major results to some part of the minor rites. Major results attributed to some part of the minor results. Now again he is further explaining. Sarvotsahena phala sadhananusthane pretamānānām kenachid vaigunyena asambhavah tadidanim idanim ahitagnisan yatkinchid कर्माग्निहोत्रादीनां यथा संभवम आदाय आलम्बनीकृत्य कर्मफल विद्वत्तायां सत्यां यत् कर्मफल कामो भवति तदेव संपादयति. Even when men through dogged perseverance undergo an ordeal for achieving certain results, their attempts may fall short of it due to some defect. The priest may not chant properly, or some mantras have been not chanted properly. Mantra has been chanted, oblation was not put. Oblation was put, mantra is not chanted. Some defect may be there. Hence, at this time, A man who regularly kindles the sacrificial fire, performs any rite such as Agnihotra, which he intends to perform, and if he knows the result of the particular rites, attains those very results he has sought for through sampat. That means, you see, there is another man who is doing only simple rites, but he will be getting the highest results. Tadeva sampadeti. Anyatha, now he is coming, is clarifying further. Rajasuya, Aswamedha, Purushamedha, Sarvamedha Lakshananam, Adhikritanam, Traivarnikanam api asambhavaha. Tesham tatpada swadhyayartheva kevala syat. Now, there are such big sacrifices. Rajasuya, Aswamedha, Purushamedha, Sarvamedha. Sarvamedha means you should give up everything, even your kingdom, your whatever possession. Sarvamedha. But if there are no results for these sacrifices, and if they are written down in the scriptures, if there are no results, what is use? Only for simply chanting, without having any results. That's why, yadi tat phala prapti upaya kasyana nasya. So there should be a means to get the results. Tasmat tesham sampadaiva tat phala prapti tasmam sampadam api phalvatum ata sampada arabhyate. And now he says, to perform the Rajasuya, Aswamedha, Naramedha, Sarvamedha sacrifice, their recitation of the scriptures relating to those would be a mere routine reading. It will be only for chanting. If there be means to attain the result of the such rites, therefore such people attain these results to sampad by meditating. The sampad is fruitful, hence it is being described. So, getting the highest results through simple meditation, bas, that is sampad. That is why now we are going to tell about these meditations, sampad. याज्ञवल्क्येति होवाच कतिभिर अयम अद्य अग्निर होता अस्मिन् यज्ञे करिष्यति तिसृभिरिति कथमाता तिस्रः इति पुरोनुवाक्या च याज्ञा च सस्या एव तृतीया किं ताभिर्यजति इति तत् किंच इदं प्राणभृदिति. Now again Asvala is asking, because he knows only sacrificial rites, no meditations, no knowledge. He does not know anything about the Atman or the Almighty, all-pervading cause, nothing. Simply doing some oblations. Somewhere nearer to our Nambudri, he knows how to worship. He never wants to learn Vedanta. Our Nambudri Pujari, he does worship, but he is not interested in Vedanta. Aswala is also like that. Is it not? So, how many kinds of rik will the Hota perform his role in the sacrifice? Now, 3 Vedas are there: Rigveda, Yajurveda and Samveda. So, those who chant Rigveda is called Hota. Is it not? He says, how many kinds of rik This is, he chants the hota. He says three kinds. That is, how many varieties? Three varieties are there. Which are these three? The preliminary, the sacrificial, and the hymns of the praise, the third. That is, he says, Puron Vakya Yajya Sasya Tritiya. What does the sacrificer gain by them? All this that lives. That means, by chanting and sacrificing, whatever is there in this world, he will be getting. याज्ञवल्क्येति होवाच अभिमुखीकरणाय कदिभिर अयम आद्य आद्य ऋग्भिः होता अस्मिन् यज्ञे कदिभिः कति संख्यकः इति ऋग्जातिभिः अयम होता ऋत्विक अस्मिन् यज्ञे करिष्यति आह इतरः तिस्रभिः इति उक्तवन्तं प्रत्य आह इतरः कथमास्ता शिष्य. How many types? He says three. What are those? He is asking. Yajnavalkya said the Asvala, inviting the attention. How many kinds of rig will the hota perform his role? Recite hymns. How many types of recite? In the sacrifice today, three kinds. When he replied thus, Asvala said again, which are these three? First question was with regard to the number. Then the three are explained. What are they? He says, Puron Vachaha Prag Yaga Falad Ya Prayujyante Richaha. Before starting the sacrifice, some hymns to be chanted. That is called Puron Vakya. Sa Rigjati Puron Vakya. Yagadham Ya Prayujyate Saracha Sa Rigjati Ryajya. While you pouring the oblations, whatever chant, the rig mantras, that is called Yajya. It is a particular name. That's why he says preliminary. Preliminary word before starting the sacrifice. While doing the sacrifice. Then finally the praise. Sarvasu ya kasyana richiha ta stotriya Sastrartha ya prayujyante riche sa rigjati sasya. While putting the oblations, that is called sasya. Sarvastu ya kasyana richa ta stotriya ya anya va sarva etasu eva trisu rigyatis antarbhavanti. So only all the rig mantras, they are divided into three. Some they chant before sacrifice, some they chant during sacrifice while pouring, and some afterwards some praise. That's all. The particular hymns which are chanted before the commencement of the sacrifice are called preliminary. Those chanted during the sacrifice, the sacrificial. Hymns of praise are those variety of hymns used to eulogize the deities. All kind of rigs, whether used as a eulogy or otherwise, come under these three classes. So, the praise or the sacrifice, they come only under these three. Here you see, Janaka actually wanted that who is the man who is having more knowledge or who can explain clearly all the Vedas. That is, the portion of the Jnana Kanda he wanted to know about the knowledge. Who is having more knowledge? Who is more scholarly? Who can explain more? But this fellow Asvala, he don't know anything about the knowledge. He knows only about the sacrifices, thinking that he may not be knowing, going on putting questions about the sacrifice. But Yajnavalkya knows everything. Even in further it comes, as I told you previously, some yaksha or gandharva or some god has entered into a particular daughter-in-law or wife, it is a host, then the students, they asked that yaksha something, he has replied something. That question, they put to the Yajnavalkya. An yaksha or a demigod has given an answer to a particular question. That question now they are putting to the Yajnavalkya, thinking that he may not be knowing and he will be losing the game, but he knows everything. So in that way, now here, as I told you in the beginning, 3 types of teachings are there. One, disciple asks and the teacher replies. Another, there is a sort of discussion, and who will win the discussion? That is Jalpa, it is called. And the third is Vitanda. You are not right, bus.
Negating the opposition.
All the opposite, say, schools of thoughts. Simply negating. Not telling what we are. He says, by negating you, we are proved. Even in Ajatavada, the Gaudapada also says the same thing. Because you are all quarreling, you are not coming to any conclusion, you are all have failed, we have won. That is called Vitanda. Now, kintabhirejati iti yatkincha idam pranabhrut iti. Kintabhirjeti. What does the sacrificer gain by them? All this that leaves. The number 3 kinds of rig and the 3 words being equal, he gains by this all that lives in the 3 words. That is to say, owing to the similarity in the number, he attains all the results through sampat, by meditation. That he says. Yatkinchidam pranabhrutiti atasya sankhya samanyad yatkinchit pranabhrut jatam tasarvam jayati tasarvam phalajatam sampadayati. Now again he says, Yajnavalkyeto cha kati ayam adya advaryur asmin yajne ahutir hoshati. Now is coming, Rigveda is over, now Yajurveda. So the Yajurveda chanter is called Advaryu. Hota, now Advaryu. Tisra iti Katmasatrasvi iti या होता उज्ज्वलंती या होता अतिनेदन्ते या होते अधिसेरते किम ताभिर्जयति. So Ashvala asks, how many kinds of oblations all the athvar you offer in the sacrifice today? 3, which are these 3? Those that burn up when offered, those that make a loud sound of being offered, and those that go down. 3 types. One burn up, another makes sound oblation, and the third one, it goes and sits down. Ujjvalanti, so kim tabhir jayati, what he attains by that? He says, yahuta ujjvalanti devalokame tabhir jayanti, when they are burnt off, because they give light, by offering such oblations, he goes to heaven. See? And tabir jayati deepadeti devalok yahuta atinedante pitrulokam, and that which makes sound, by that he goes to the worlds of mains, pitraloka. Pitru, mains, ancestors. jetihi pitulok yahuta adhiserate manushlok meva. Those who go down, by that he will be getting the fruits of this world. That has been explained. Those that make a loud sound are being offered, and those that go down when offered. What does the sacrificer gain by them? By those that burn up when offered, he gains the world of the gods, that is heaven. For the world of gods shines, as it were, by those that make a loud sound on being offered, he gains the world of men. For the world of men is very noisy. By those that go down when offered, he gains the world of men, for the world of men is lower. Now again, the commentary. अच्छा, याज्ञवल्क्येति होवाच होवाच इति पूर्वत कत्य मध्वर्यो अस्मिन् यज्ञे आहुतिर्होषति कत्य आहुति प्रकारः तिस्रः कथमादृश. What are the oblations that he offers? What are the kinds? 3 kinds he says. Yahuta ujvalanti samidha ajyahuteha. See, so many types of grains they take. More than, I think, 11 or 9 types of grains they take. Wheat, barley, all these things they mix. They mix with, even in this oily ones, gingerly, till, and then they add clarified butter. They offer directly also clarified butter. Also they offer ghee. Those that burn up when offered sacrificial fire and clarified butter, those that make a loud sound on being offered flesh, etc., those that go down when offered, disappear into the womb of the earth, that is milk and some juice. Somaras. Soma is a particular creeper, they extract and they offer. So these are the 3 types. Kim tabhirjayati. By these, what he is going to gain? He says, tabhir evam nirvartitabhir ahutibhi kim jayati tiya ahutiyo huta ujjvalanti ujjvalanayukta ahutiyo nirvartita phalancha devalok akhyam ujjvalameva tena samanyena. So, the first type of oblations, by those that burn up when offered, the oblations offered are bright, and the result called the world of gods is also bright. See, since there is the similarity in both, the sacrificer contemplates thus the bright offerings. So those who cannot do the sacrifice, they simply meditate on the bright offerings. I am offering like this. Just we say Manasa Puja. When you are not able to bring so many paraphernalia, then you simply sit, I am doing puja. Bas. Or you are in a journey, you are not able to do your worship, then what you will do? Mentally you think that I am doing the worship. So he says, the sacrificer contemplates thus the bright offerings, make a real the form of the result of the right, the world of the gods, and I achieve that very result called the world of gods. So simply by contemplating on the bright offerings, he will be going to heaven. Or else here also, by offering also, he will go. Yahutati nedante ahutiya pitulokmeva tabhirjeti iti kutsita sabda kattutva samanyena. By those oblations that make a loud sound on being offered, he gains the world of maize because of the similarity in creating horrible sounds, for there is the city of Yama, adjacent to the world of maize. See, he says the world of maize is adjacent to the city of Yama. Huh? Yama, you know, Lord of the death, and he gives all sorts of punishments. Those who do wrong actions, wrong deeds, so they are punished there. So they will be shouting. That particular body is a different body. Here you see, if you take this body and if you put in a boiling oil, within 2 minutes it is off. But there for hours together, it is boiled and boiled and boiled. But it will not die. Going on beating and beating, they will not die. Huh? They even with a saw, they cut, it will not die. That is a particular Bhogayatana Sarira it is called. Ayatana Sarira. That's why they will be making sound. Here you can escape, but you cannot escape from his clutches. Suffer. So though so much of sound is there in the Amaloka, that is near to the Pitruloka, the world of mains. That's why they will be getting the sound. See, that what we went where? That another ashram, south near Kerala. What Kattai, not Kattai. వీళ్ళ ఆశ్రమం ఉంది కదా ఇప్పుడు ఆనేకట్ట కాదు వీళ్ళది ఆశ్రమం యు ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఇన్ సౌత్ ఇండియా నయర్ డ్యామ్ నయర్ డ్యామ్ యు సీ ఇఫ్ యు సే ఇన్ నయర్ డ్యామ్ స్టే outside the river that sanctuary is there, so the lions will be roaring, that sound you can hear in the Nayar dam. So it is something like that, the world of mains and the world of Yama, the kingdom of Yama. So sounds will be coming.
Like we can hear the ambulance sound.
Like that. So by those oblations that make a loud, for there is the city of Yama adjacent to the world of mains, in which the individual souls undergoing the torture given by the Yama cry, alas, we are finished, leave us, like that they will be shouting. Similarly, the offerings of the meat make loud noise. Owing to this similarity with the world of mains, he contemplates, I really attain the world of mains, like that he attempts, and he goes there. Now, the third, Yahuta Adiserate Manushalok Tabirjeti. That we pour, they pour Somarasa. Here, this creeper is a peculiar creeper. We don't get it in everywhere. So, according to this, lunar changes. So, when the bright half, it will be increasing the light, you see. In the same way, the very first day, you will see the creeper possessing only one leaf. Second day, 2 leaves will become. So, like that, it will be increasing up to 15 leaves. So, you have to identify that creeper. First, you should go and worship. You should offer so many things to eat. Oh, creeper, we are going to cut you tomorrow for offering. So, please accept our worship. Then they extract the juice and they offer. That is called Somarasa. See. And they offer milk, they offered curds, yogurt, dadhra juhoti indriya kamaha. So, by offering curds, all your, you see, sense organs they become more powerful and more bright. But simply if you make a fire and starting offering curse, nothing result you will get. Why? That means those who are eligible to do the sacrifices, they say, Krishna Kesha Jata Putra Agni Madadhita. When a son is born to you and your all hair is black, then you have to take up this sacrifice fire. Daily you should put 2 oblations in the morning and 2 oblations in the evening. Then you are called Agnihotri. So those who are doing that sacrifice, if they offer curse, their sense organs will become powerful. But if you simply make some fire and going on offering curse, nothing will happen. See. Adhikrita adhikari, that is called, you are already having the eligibility, and the further eligibility you will be getting by offering curse. So, don't misunderstand. Simply I will go and offer curse in the fire and I will all my sense organs will be getting more power and more light. Don't misunderstand like that. By the offering that go down when offered, he gains the world of man. The surface of the world being the common relation between both, compared to the higher world attainable through means the world of man is lower, or it is lower because of the similarity in the tendency to go down. The oblations like milk are offered. The tendency of milk to go down into the earth is visible. Similarly, there is a tendency in a man to degenerate, to go down to a devilish disposition. But wonderful fellow. How far he can go? He can become a ghost. That's why to go down, therefore, at the time of offering oblation of milk and soma juice, see, he contemplates, I related the world of man. Acha. Now again he asks, Yagyavalke Tehocha Katibhir Ayam Adya Brahma Yagyam Dakshinato Devatabhir Gopayati Iti Ekaya Iti Katamasa Eka Iti Mana Eva Iti Anantam Vaimano Ananta Visve Deva Anantameva Satena Lokam Jeti. Now Ashwala is asking, how many gods does this Brahman priest sitting on the southern side protect the sacrifice today? That means how he is protecting the sacrifice. Beginning also I told you, through one. What is that? That's the mind. He will going on doing Om, 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 that's all. And getting the highest fruits. Which is that one God, the mind. The mind indeed infinite, and Vishvedeva are infinite. And the sacrificer gains an infinite world through it. See. So the sacrificer will be getting infinite worlds. Anantameva satena lokam jeti. So, rest we will do tomorrow.